Now today I want to talk about who could be Ego's biggest enemy in the future, and that is the PIFA president, Ray Dark. Now we haven't seen much of Ray Dark. We don't know too much about him. However, we have seen him now in a few more panels, and considering this, it might be that he could be a potential enemy in the future. First, I have to start with someone else on the board of the PIFA, which is Hirotoshi Buratsuda. He's the one that was first in the meeting with Henri, who first even accepted the idea of Blue Lock happening. Throughout the beginning of Blue Lock, he really was trying to get it shut down, and he really had no reason to keep it going as the money was tight and there was too many things going on. From this, Ego then prepared an opportunity for them to face the under-20 team, and that ended up saving Blue Lock, allowing them to continue their development. Now from this, they started the NEL, and NEL is starting to now bring in so many viewers across the world, as the under-20 match brought out so many different spotlights and talent from Isagi's goal, and due to this, they're now making a lot of money. So we see Hirotoshi here talking to the other members of the board of the PIFA, talking about the entire world tuning into Blue Lock. He says that we must take full advantage of the immense popularity wave that Blue Lock TV has generated. That's why regarding the upcoming Under-20 World Cup, he humbly asks that the president consider his ideas. Ray Dark then says if it increases our revenue, then we will consider it. Now, if Ray Dark is just a man that's all about money and making revenue, that makes perfect sense. However, though, we do see from a past with Kaiser that he was actually a PIFA manager before he was the president. He ends up seeing Kaiser in jail and asking him, does he love football? And he says, if you do, I'll get you out of here. He tells Kaiser, I hear you took down 7 police officers with a soccer ball. Kaiser says he just ended the fight that they picked. And Ray Dark says, that's good, kid. I'm traveling the world to scout unpolished lumps of soccer talent like you. So this lets us know that Ray Dark was also following soccer talent all around the world. Now, what was the means for this? Was he just trying to be a manager and just help find more superstars? What was he trying to really accomplish? I like how he says it here as well. He says unpolished lumps of soccer talent. Now we know that Ego likes to call his Blue Lock members unpolished gems. So it kind of makes you think that Ego and Ray Dark kind of have the same little bit of personality. It makes you think as well, if Ray Dark was able to find someone as great as Kaiser, how many other players around the world has he also found? That is a question that we need to figure out. We know that Ego was able to make a whole brute force of Blue Lock players from only Japan, but Ray Dark's been traveling around the whole world. And it looks like he's also a man who's trying to increase the revenue of the PIFA World Management. And he's trying to make this upcoming World Cup the biggest one yet. So it makes us think now that Hirotoshi and all his motives and ideas has been coming from Ray Dark specifically. Maybe even Ray Dark is the one who first manipulated and allowed everything from Blue Lock to even get started. Hirotoshi in the beginning didn't care at all about Japan winning, and I'm sure he still really doesn't care at all either. He just cares about the revenue and how much money they can bring in. I remember Hirotoshi then talking to Ego during one of the matches before Ubers, and he told him that now don't be like that. The JFU invested a lot into Blue Lock TV as well, and I don't have to remind you of the promise you made when I approved Blue Lock TV. Now do I, Ego? Now we don't know exactly what this promise was, but I'm sure it's something to have to do in the future of the World Cup, and from this we'll see where that promise was made. This could be a huge promise that either backfires or sets something up for Ego, and I'm excited to see what that is and if Ray Dark knows about this as well. Ego says, I didn't forget you money grubbing Tanuki. Hirotoshi says that is fine. After all, football is a business. So from this, it's like, what do you guys think about Ray Dark? What kind of motives and unplans does he have for the Under-20 World Cup? Where does he stem from? How did he become the PIFA president so fast? Because if you look at that flashback from Kaiser, it only had been like probably 1 to 2 years since then. So from there, he's able to rise from a PIFA manager to the whole PIFA president. And it's also like he was able to find someone like Kaiser. So who else is out there in the world that he's been able to find? And what is his main goal and intentions? Now it seems like right now his only intention is to increase revenue, but there could be something further on down the line. You know, it could be something even more that we're not knowing about. And from this, it also makes you think about why he even allowed this to happen. I always think back to the NEL. If you think about it in real life, even though this is anime, it really doesn't make sense. You create this huge NEL program, you have a Blue Lock TV, and not only do you have all of that, you send all the 5 world clubs to Japan specifically to play in Blue Lock. Now it's one thing for Blue Lock to go out to those other countries and go ahead and play for them and practice and learn all that, but you sent all of them to Japan specifically. You know how much money and time and resources that takes? So it makes you think that they're really in on Blue Lock TV and they're trying to get it going. But it's also like, what is their future intentions? What are they trying to fully achieve? I know Ego wants to win the World Cup, but what does everyone else want? Do they just want revenue? Do they want to see something else? I know the world is looking for the emergence of a new superstar. That's something that we've always talked about so far. And whoever becomes the #1 player in the NEL will be the one that leads Japan in the World Cup. So this last PSG match is a really huge title bet between Isagi and Rin, considering who will be the one to lead. Because they're the only ones that'll be the #1 player in Blue Lock after this match. Ray Dark is someone that should not be trusted right now. And I don't trust this guy either. I mean, look at his face. So we gotta be a little careful with what's going on with him. And I think it's something to be really spectacle about and even think about as well, as we don't know much about this guy. and we don't see exactly what he could be up to and what that promise Ego made with Hirotoshi. But from that being said, we still have to figure out exactly what his motives are and what he's trying to do. It makes me think that Ray Dark might even be a person who was able to find a lot of the new Gen 11 players that we have now. Now granted, we only know 3 right now and there's 8 left, and of course one of them is Satoshi Sae, who's from Japan. However, all the ones in the rest of the world we don't know yet. Could be someone who Ray Dark has also managed to find. We also know for Lorenzo as well that he was founded by Snuffy, and now Kaiser was founded by Ray Dark. So, the next 8, where are they at? And I'm sure they'll be crucial in the Under-20 World Cup, as we still don't know anything about them yet or where they're from. It was also surprising that we didn't see any more in the NEL, as PSG didn't have one and Barca didn't have one. And also Manshine didn't have one. So it's like, where are we going to see these guys next? And in terms of that promise with Ego that he made, does that have something to do with Ray Dark? Was something that was supposed to be promised going to end up costing them a lot? You know, Ego did a lot to get this blue lock thing to happen, and I'm sure all he wants to do is just win. But in the end, what will it cost to be able to win? What will be the chance that Ego took and the promise that he made? It has to have to do something with business and the money. Was it a plan that'll end up affecting the blue lock players in the future? Something that he signed away that makes them not able to do something? I don't see Ego doing that, because even though he's trying to win the World Cup and trying to do everything right, he still does care for his blue lock players and he's still trying to make sure they're protected and safe. However though, what could be that promise that he made that ultimately could regret or further change the future of blue lock? Ego understands the stakes that he's at. He's always putting his life and his career at jeopardy every time he makes these huge risks, but he's fine with it because he knows that that's what it needs and that's what Japan has to go through to be able to find the next superstar. So with Ray Dark, it kind of makes you think that he set up a deal that it can end up tricking Ego, allowing Ray Dark to have some of the access into the Blue Lock superstar standards. Maybe even Blue Lock could be created in other countries now. Maybe he's able to find the blueprint and find that out. You know, that deal could be anything, whatever they had on the line. They could end up selling the rights of Blue Lock. Blue Lock starts off in a whole nother country now, and not just Japan. And then now you have Blue Locks everywhere around the world. And it's all started from Ego, but Ray Dark's gonna end up taking all the licensing and all the talent and agents from there and create it into its own worldwide system. Now that the NEL is exploding like this in Blue Lock TV, you know they're going to further expand this. Even after the World Cup, they're going to try to do more stuff like Blue Lock TV. So it makes you think those licensing rights and agreements, where are they going to go to? And I'm excited to see that as well. Ray Dark has something up his sleeve, and I could be a little paranoid, but it's fine because I know that Ray Dark's up to something, and it's good to see and just talk about him, especially considering we don't know much about him, and he just came out of nowhere, and then now all of a sudden we find out that he's Kaiser's manager. So is he still Kaiser's manager? Is Kaiser and him going to have a talk after this NEO? Are they going to talk about him going to another club? You know, he got that offer spot from Real. So is his manager going to allow him to further bid himself and get that auction to then go ahead and get him over there? You know, what's the plan for that? So we'll have to see with everything going forward. But let me know what you guys think about Ray Dark. Is he suspicious? Is he a fine character? I mean, completely blowing it out of my head and he's just nothing? I don't know, we'll see. But I want to know your guys' opinions in the comments, so please go ahead and let me know. And I thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.